So what has the last couple of weeks been for you, going from inactive to active? Now you're possibly the number 3 receiver come Sunday.
Man, it's been a grind. Some early morning, long nights, getting here early, going over the plays, making sure I know what I got, going out there so I can play fast.
I know that you had some real good run in the preseason, and then the injury kind of happened with the shoulder. How frustrating was that to kind of have that progress a little bit derailed?
I ain't gonna lie, it was frustrating at first. Just having the injury and knowing that's the only thing that's got me out right now. So it was frustrating, but I just got in, rehabbed it, and tried to get back quick as I could.
You're good now?
Yes, I'm fine.
At what point were you fine? I mean, because it's almost like it's a momentum at a certain point. You weren't in the lineup. Were you okay, like week 2, week 3?
Yes, I was fine. I got back in like 3 weeks, so it wasn't too bad. It's just I honestly don't got an answer for that. I don't know if they just wanted me to fully recover or what. So
there's another receiver from where you're from, Debo. Have you had conversations with him coming into the league and then also through this injury? Can you talk about you guys' relationship?
Me and Debo got a good relationship. Since I stepped on to college, my first day, he took me under his wing, showed me a lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff, tips and stuff like that. But now we talk like once a week, and it's about life. It's not really about football. So,
Sean, you might have an opportunity also to return kicks and or punts. Is that something you did a lot of at South Carolina, and what do you bring to that part of the game?
Yes, I did that. I did it a lot, especially kick return. I did that like my whole career with high school, college, and stuff like that. So that's a natural for me. And I'm bringing an explosive guy that's trying to take one back.
What was it like to kind of get in there and make the play you did make in that game last week?
I mean, it was fun. Like, we practiced it all week, and it was working just like how it worked in the game. So I was excited. I knew how it was going to plan out.
When you're, I guess, intending to be used in like Matt called it a gimmick package, but a specialty package, is that harder to prepare for than, say, going in as a full-fledged member of the offensive game plan?
Could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Like when you only have like a certain package of plays run for you, is that more difficult than, say, being a part of the larger offensive game plan?
Nah, I don't think so. Having a package, I mean, that one package, like I studied that whole week. So like in the huddle when the quarterback started the call, like I already knew what it was.
Talking about returning kicks, is there? Obviously, you've got to have the physical ability to do so, but is there a certain kind of mental aspect to it? Because it really is. I mean, when you think about a kick return, it's a really dangerous play because you've got 11 guys trying to chase one guy down. I mean, do you have to have a certain mindset to play that position?
I mean, I can't speak for other guys, but for me, I don't. Honestly, I don't even think about it. I just get the ball and hit it. Like if you hit it full speed, you won't have no problem.
Chad, what was Senior Bowl like for you, working with these guys and trying to make an impression on an NFL coaching staff?
That was a grind. That might have been the hardest week I done had in a long time. So it's definitely a grind, and not knowing the guys yet. So I'm out there working every day at practice, going hard, and just trying to impress them.
Was it just because you didn't know what to expect from them?
Yeah, exactly.
What did you, either from feedback they gave you or what they told you, or what do you think you showed them that week that gave them the confidence to draft you?
I'm a guy that can make the play, can beat the one-on-one. I had a couple good one-on-one reps that I won, and just a competitor, man, go out there and got the fight to me.
Speaking of that fight, I remember when I first took notice of you, there was a post on Instagram, and you had added a receiver, and you told him that he was just, you had what, 2 little boys and 3 little boys now?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you just talk about that edge? Are you a trash talker, and is that kind of, does that spill over into your game and in the locker room?
Yeah, I'm a little bit of a talker, and it kind of in college it was edging over into my game, and it got bad at one point. Coach Muschamp sat me down and was like, "Hey, the ref's gonna be looking for it and stuff like that. So just you can talk. I'm not saying you can't talk. Just calm it down a little bit and stuff like that." But the post, I wasn't honestly I wasn't even talking Auburn game. Them guys was talking, throwing cheap shots and stuff like that. So that's what got me started.
Given where you're positioned right now, what benchmarks do you feel you need to hit to consider yourself to have a successful season this year?
You know, I really haven't thought about that. Like, just becoming like the third receiver. Not knowing it was gonna be this early. I'm not gonna lie. But I just say like, just going and make the plays that I'm supposed to make and helping the team.
Back to Will's question earlier about the one package that you're prepared for. Now that you've kind of slid up with the injuries, has your plate gotten a little bit more full with other things that and how do you, what does it look like for you this week? Not necessarily the game plan, but what does it look like for you against the Giants?
Yeah, definitely. My plate is full and I'm ready for it. I'm ready to take it on. And just like I said early on, just a lot of early morning, late nights, watching film more than I ever have, and going over them plays more than I ever have.
What have you seen from the Giants in all that film study?
Like, what you mean by that question?
Well,
Like,
strengths, weaknesses, not necessarily giving the game plan away, but what do you see that you have to try to beat?
We just there's a lot of single high zones, so we gotta go and beat winning one-on-ones.
I know you don't know necessarily any other experience, but being from South Carolina, playing at South Carolina, playing for the Carolina Panthers, does it all kind of mean a little bit more that it's all kind of happened right here where you're from?
I mean, yeah, but I wouldn't, like, if I would have went anywhere else, it still would have been the same. That's just the guy I am. Like, I'm competitive. Like, I'm going to love the game no matter what.
Did you almost go out of state for college?
Honestly, no, because, like, if it wasn't South Carolina, it would have been Clemson. So.
What made you choose South Carolina over Clemson, especially given Clemson's recent success?
Just the relationship with the coaches and stuff. I know South Carolina, I actually got offered when Spurrier was there. So he offered, and then when Muschamp and his crew came in, it was just, they just made me feel at home, made me feel like a family, whereas Clemson was just like an offer and never heard from him really.